There's the goodbye to North Carolina sign. 8 o'clock. It was an intentional late start. You can see the campsite. Rain was supposed to let up. About now this morning it's raining. Umbrella is up. I got about 3.5 miles, something like that. So I figured late start, especially if it could get me out of the heavier rain. It poured after midnight. It's supposed to start raining around 1 o'clock. Actually started raining like 9:30, 10 o'clock. But it didn't really start pouring until later in the night. Poured pretty hard. The wind blew hard for a while. Fortunately, the wind blowing really hard and the rain coming down really hard never happened at the same time, which lets you keep most of it outside. So it wasn't too bad. Now I got to head north. It's going to be wet and slippery. It's already slippery, of course. So take my time and kind of keep track. A little harder to navigate in the heavy fog too. So maybe it'll clear up a little, but I'm not counting on it. Heading north. So here's my wrap up for hiking Friday, March 10th. Came out of Doll Flats. The upper third, probably the 3/4 of a mile maybe, is rock. It was wet and raining, so it was slippery and I was slow. I get down about a 1/2 mile, I guess, from Doll Flat, something like that, and it gets kind of rock scrambling. There's a place where you go down between two big rocks. And then there's an up and a lookout ahead, and the trail kind of wraps and does a switchback to the left and goes down. So I wasn't going to do the lookout. It was all rain and clouds anyway, and I don't do them usually anyhow. So I did the switchback to the left. This is mostly for hikers. And it was okay, and then it got a little harder, and it got a little harder, and then it got into really rock scrambly. And then, frankly, I got to a dead end. I didn't know where the heck the trail was or where it was going to go next. And so I got my app out, my phone out, opened up my nav app, and I was 50 yards off trail. That switchback, which clearly many people have taken, there was a trail there, ain't a switchback. And if you go straight, like you're going to the lookout, you go up another just 20 or 30 feet and you can see a white blaze, and the trail actually turns to the right rather than to the left. So just kind of, if you're going to be doing it soon, kind of keep that in mind. Other than that, stayed rock for, like I say, the upper third or so, and then it was just mud and wet coming down. The bottom half is pretty easy. No big issues. Lower half to third, there were several campsites. There's one shown on Far Out, which is a big one. There's water right across the trail from it. Plenty of water, again, in that lower section especially. The trail comes out to 19E, and there's a bit of an up to get to the road. And as I get to the road, there's a guy pulling in with an SUV. It's Randy from, I think it's Lost and Found Shuttles. I had talked to him on the phone last night about, best places around as far as what I was looking for, a place to stay and stuff like that. And he kind of covers this area to Damascus, so I will probably ride with him a couple times. But he was just, he really was stopping to put one of his stickers with his phone number on the guardrail where the trail comes up and meets the road 19E. And, fake coincidence, we said hi and talked and chatted, and he said, put your stuff in the car, I'll take you down. And he took me down to my car, and so as you can tell, I'm in my car. There's two places, and I'm not sure I've decided for sure which one I'm going to go to yet. So that was a Nero for today. I'm done. I'm off trail today. It's raining still. And I got to figure out exactly what I'm going to do. I might do a couple more gear switches because they're talking about back below freezing and some snow coming up in a couple of days. So I've got to figure that out. And I've got some stuff I've got to do. So I really need the better part of a day, if not maybe more, to just sit and work, doing some writing and some admin type work that I've got to do. Kind of mostly unrelated to the trail, other than I could obviously use several hours just doing Instagram and YouTube trying to catch up. I don't know how much of that I will do, but I'll do some of it. So with that, talked way too long. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Don't know what the temp is. Probably in the 40s here right now. It was cool this morning, but it wasn't real cold. One of the famous features at Boots Off Hostel is they have an outdoor shower. which they say everybody loves. I think the cold weather people love it less than the warm weather people. But it has the big bucket on top. There's plenty of hot water. But, so I took a shower earlier. Plenty big enough. There's two of them. There's one on this side and there's one on the other side of that corrugated wall. There's another one. It's interesting. It's pretty windy and pretty chilly right now, though. So your toes get cold. They have a lot of camping down in through here. A whole bunch of campsites. They have a common area here to my left, but there's a bunch of people, a couple of people in there right now, so I'm not going to go in. So they have a big sitting area outside here. They have a big sitting area down here. They do fires at night, and sometimes they'll have music and whatnot at night, obviously during the busy season. They have 3 little cabins down there that you can rent, and I'm in that first one. They have a bunkhouse up on the hill, and you can pay to park here as well. They have a little resupply store, not a ton in it. A few things, obviously a nice sitting area here for when the fire is going on. Somebody did some real nice work. I'll share the bunkhouse in a bit.